Have you ever tried mixing cement with varnish? It might sound unusual, but in the DIY world, this is actually a fun little hack that creates a uniquely hard, matte, and subtly tinted finish. When cement meets varnish, the mixture turns into a material that's half rustic, half lightly glossy, perfect for small decor projects like mini pots, coasters, or concrete-style table surfaces. Today, I'll share how to mix and apply this unique blend, so you can craft pieces that are both durable and beautiful. Let's DIY. The most important factor in this experiment is the ratio of the mixture. If the ratio is not balanced, the reaction or the final result may not turn out as expected. I will prepare 100 milliliters of varnish. Now let's move on to the second ingredient, cement. I will add 1 spoon of regular cement here. Or you can also replace it with white cement if available, because white cement can create a smoother and lighter mixture, giving a cleaner look compared to regular cement. It also blends more evenly with varnish, making the final result more refined. Now I'm going to prepare a simple stirring tool so that I can save both time and energy during the mixing process. Instead of using a stick or stirring by hand, this tool will help blend the varnish and cement more evenly and much faster. Next, measure 50 milliliters of PVA glue and pour it into the varnish mixture. Make sure to stir the mixture thoroughly so that the PVA glue blends completely with the varnish and cement. After stirring, I will add a few drops of red paint to give the mixture a nicer color and make it look more appealing. After stirring it well, it turns into a paint-like mixture that works as a protective coating for surfaces. It not only adds color, but also helps shield the material underneath from wear, moisture, and other external factors. Let's take it for testing. Here is a concrete surface that I've chosen to test a homemade paint on. It's a surface with many stains and signs of wear over time. I will apply this paint onto the surface to see how effective it is in covering and protecting it. I will pour the paint mixture onto the concrete surface and then use a roller to spread it out evenly. By rolling it back and forth, the paint will penetrate into the tiny pores and cover all the rough areas, creating a smooth and consistent layer. This method also helps save paint while ensuring that the coating sticks well to the surface, giving a cleaner and more polished look. I will roll over the surface 2 or 3 more times to make sure the paint spreads evenly across every spot. By layering it this way, the coating becomes thicker, more consistent, and better at covering up stains and worn-out areas. This also improves its durability and ensures that the protective layer adheres firmly to the concrete. Now I'll leave it here and wait for it to dry. Allowing enough drying time is important, so the coating can set properly, harden, and form a strong protective layer on the surface. After it has dried, the surface becomes smooth and well coated. The paint forms a protective layer that enhances the appearance, covers stains, and helps shield the concrete from wear, moisture, and other damage. The color looks very bright and vibrant, giving the surface a fresh and attractive appearance. It really enhances the overall look. There are no signs of peeling or flaking. The coating adheres firmly to the surface. This shows that the mixture is bonded well, creating a durable and long-lasting protective layer. When water is poured onto the surface, it beads up and rolls off easily instead of soaking in. If it's left uncoated, moss and algae are likely to appear over time, just like on the surrounding areas. The protective layer helps prevent this by keeping moisture out and reducing conditions that promote growth. Next, let's move on to the second method using varnish. In this approach, we'll explore how varnish mixture can protect and enhance a surface. First, I'm going to carefully measure out 100 milliliters of varnish and pour into a plastic cup. This will be the base of our mixture, so making sure the amount is accurate is very important. Next, I will add cement into the cup. This is where things start to get interesting, because cement is usually used in construction, not in combination with varnish. By mixing the two, we're about to create something quite unexpected. Now, I'm going to stir them together thoroughly. This step is important because it helps the varnish and cement blend evenly, allowing us to clearly see what kind of reaction or change will happen when these two very different materials are combined. It looks like the mixture is still a bit too runny. Now I'm going to add some more to the mixture, making it thicker and more balanced, so we can achieve the texture we're aiming for. It looks much better now, so I'm going to take it for a test and see how well this mixture actually works. Here we have a section of the sidewalk where the concrete is cracked and the surface looks a bit rough and worn out. This will be the perfect spot to test our mixture and see how it performs in real conditions. Now, I'll start applying the mixture onto the cracked surface. Next, I'll use a trowel to spread the mixture evenly across the surface. This helps press it firmly into the cracks and ensures a smooth, consistent layer that blends well with the surrounding concrete. The goal is to see if this blend can smooth out the surface and create a cleaner, stronger finish. After spreading the mixture out, the cracked surface looks much smoother and more even. The rough edges are filled in, and the layer of the mixture creates a fresh, uniform finish that makes the sidewalk look significantly improved compared to before. While waiting for it to dry, I'm going to show you another interesting use of varnish that you might not expect. This little trick will also make use of silicone glue, a material that's often used for sealing and waterproofing. When combined with varnish in the right way, It can create a surprisingly useful effect that goes beyond their usual purposes. Add a small amount of silicone glue into the cup to get it ready for the next step. Next, I'll pour a little gasoline into the cup along with the silicone glue. This will help soften and dissolve the silicone, turning it into a more flexible mixture that we can use in a creative way. But if I stir it by hand, it's going to take quite a long time. So I'm going to make a simple tool that will help me do the mixing more quickly and efficiently. Take a washer and a screw. Place the washer onto the groove at the top of the screw and secure it tightly in place. This will create a small spinning attachment that we can use as a makeshift mixer. I'll secure it using super glue and baking soda. This combination hardens very quickly and creates a strong bond, ensuring that the washer stays firmly attached to the screw. After finishing the tool, now I'm going to start using it to mix a solution and see how well it works in practice. Next, I'll add some varnish into the mixture. This will change its texture and properties, making it more versatile and giving us a chance to test out a completely new application. Here we have a piece of wood with a rough, unfinished surface. It hasn't been coated with anything yet, so the texture feels coarse to the touch and the natural grain is exposed without any protection or shine. Now, I'll take the mixture we just made and apply it onto the wooden surface. As I spread it evenly across the rough texture, the wood begins to absorb the coating, creating a smoother layer on top while also highlighting the natural grain underneath. Next, I'll move on to the fibro cement tile. Its surface is slightly rough and porous, which makes it a good test material to see how well our mixture adheres, and whether it can create a smoother, more durable finish on construction surfaces. Next, I'll test it on a piece of cardboard. Since cardboard is lightweight and absorbent, it will show us how the mixture behaves on softer, more fragile surfaces compared to wood or cement. After finishing the coating, I'll leave everything here and let it sit for about 2 hours to dry and fully set before checking the results. After 2 hours, the mixture has had enough time to dry and settle, so now we can check the surfaces. The surface of the wood now looks much smoother and shinier compared to before. The mixture is filled in the tiny pores and rough spots, creating a thin protective layer that not only enhances a natural grain, but also makes the wood more resistant to moisture and dirt. In addition, it provides a waterproof effect, helping protect the wood from absorbing water and extending its lifespan when exposed to humid conditions. Moving on to fibro cement tile. The mixture has formed a thin, solid layer on the surface. It smooths out the rough texture and gives the tile a slightly glossy finish. More importantly, it adds protective, water-resistant coating, which helps prevent the tile from absorbing moisture, reducing the chances of cracking or weather damage over time. Next is a cardboard piece. After drying, the surface feels firmer and less fragile. The mixture has created a thin coating that not only smooths it out, but also gives it a layer of water resistance, helping protect the cardboard from softening or warping when exposed to moisture. In conclusion, by combining these unusual materials, we've created a mixture that works surprisingly well as a protective coating. Whether on wood, fibro cement, or even cardboard, it smooths the surface, adds shine, and most importantly provides water resistance. Now, let's go back to the sidewalk after one full day. The mixture has hardened well, creating a protective layer that not only improves the appearance, but also helps strengthen the surface against further wear and moisture. If you have pieces of cardboard like this, I'm going to share a useful tip on how to make good use of them instead of throwing them away. Take a piece of cardboard and start sketching its shape. First, draw a straight line about 16 centimeters long. This will serve as the basic frame for the next steps. Next, from the end of the line you just drew, draw another perpendicular line about 18 centimeters long. This will be the main edge that helps define the overall shape of the model we're about to create. Now, divide the width of the cardboard into 3 sections, 2 parts of 5 centimeters and 1 part of 6 centimeters. This division will make it easier to fold, create creases, and accurately align the connecting parts in the next steps. Then, draw another shape with a length of 12 cm and a width of 5 cm. This piece will serve as an additional part that you'll later attach to the main frame. To complete the structure, I'll mark the areas that need to be cut. Next, take a pair of sharp scissors and carefully cut along all the marked lines. Try to keep your hand steady and follow the edges as precisely as possible. This will help the pieces fit together neatly later on. If the cardboard is thick, you can press a little harder or use a utility knife for cleaner cuts, but always do it slowly and safely. Once you're done, you'll have several separate pieces ready for the next assembly step. Now, take all the cut pieces and start gluing them together to form a box shape. Apply a thin, even layer of glue along the edges. Then gently press the pieces together to make sure they stick firmly. Once the glue has dried, continue attaching the remaining pieces. Apply glue to the edges just like before. Then press each piece firmly into place. Make sure all the sides are aligned properly so the box keeps its clean, even shape. After all the pieces are glued together, let it sit for a few minutes to ensure everything is completely dry and secure. Next, use adhesive tape to seal around the box and cover all the gaps. Carefully run the tape along each edge to make sure there are no open seams left. This will not only strengthen the structure, but also give the box a cleaner and more finished look. Make sure the tape is pressed down firmly so it sticks well and keeps everything tightly sealed. After finishing the mold, it's time to move on to a special part of the process. This next step will give the project its unique function and make all the work you've done so far really pay off. Now, prepare some cement and pour it into a plastic cup. Make sure to use just enough of the size of your mold. You don't need too much at once. Next, add some water into the cup and stir the mixture thoroughly. Use a stick or a small spoon to mix until the cement becomes smooth and even in texture. The mixture should have a slightly thick, pourable consistency. If it feels too dry, add a little more water. If it's too runny, add a bit more cement and keep stirring until it's just right. Set the cement mixture aside for now and move on preparing another mixture. This time, take a piece of foam and break it into small pieces. You can use your hands to crumble it or cut it with scissors to create tiny fragments. Next, add some sand to the crumbled foam pieces. Mix them together thoroughly so the sand is evenly distributed among the foam fragments. Then, add some cement to the foam and sand mixture. Stir everything together thoroughly until the cement, sand, and foam are well combined. Next, add water to the foam, sand, and cement mixture. Stir thoroughly to create a uniform, workable consistency. Not too runny, but easy to pour or press into the mold. When combined, these ingredients, foam, sand, cement, and water, form a lightweight concrete. The foam creates tiny air pockets within the mixture, which reduces its weight while still keeping it strong and durable. The result is a material that's much lighter than regular concrete, but still sturdy enough for molding into shapes and structures. Now, pour both mixtures into mold. Start by adding the first cement-only mixture, spreading it evenly across the bottom. Make sure to spread the mixture evenly throughout the mold. Gently tap the sides of the mold to help any trapped air bubbles rise to the surface and escape. This step ensures a smooth, solid final piece without holes or weak spots. After letting the cement mixture set and become slightly firm, the next step is to pour the lightweight concrete mixture on top. Carefully spread it evenly so it covers a partially set base, making sure the surface is smooth. Gently tap the sides of the mold again to release any trapped air bubbles and ensure the layers bond well together. This layering creates a strong yet lightweight final piece with a solid foundation. After a few days, once it has completely dried and hardened, carefully remove the mold. Gently lift or peel away the cardboard pieces to reveal your finished concrete structure. Inside, it will be divided into two sections, and just like that, we've successfully created a sharpening stone. The layered structure gives it the right balance of hardness and durability, making it perfect for honing knives. Now your homemade sharpening stone is ready to use. Next, use sandpaper to smooth out the edges and surface of the sharpening stone. Start with a coarser grit to even out any rough spots, then gradually move to finer grits for a polished, smooth finish. Make sure to sand all sides evenly, paying special attention to the corners and edges so the stone is comfortable to hold and safe to use. The cement-only side will be smooth, making it ideal for fine sharpening, while the side with sand will be rougher, providing a coarser surface for initial grinding or shaping. And because of the foam, it's lighter than a regular sharpening stone. For the same size, a typical sharpening stone would weigh around 1 kg, but this homemade version is noticeably easier to handle while still being effective. Since my knife isn't very dull, I'll only use the fine side of the sharpening stone for smoothing. There's no need for the coarse side in this case, so I can focus on honing the edge to a sharp, polished finish. Because I measured according to the standard size of a regular sharpening stone, it fits perfectly onto the base. This ensures stability during use and makes it easy to handle while sharpening knives. Next, I'm going to sharpen this knife. I'll place the blade against the smooth side of the stone and carefully draw it across, maintaining a consistent angle. The goal is to gradually hone the edge, making it sharp and precise without removing too much material at once. For curved blades, it's best to follow the shape of the edge while sharpening. Move the knife along the curve in a smooth, consistent motion, ensuring that the entire edge makes contact with the stone. This technique helps maintain the natural curve of the blade and achieves an even, sharp finish along its length. After sharpening, check the blade carefully to ensure it's evenly honed and razor sharp. Once satisfied, clean the knife and the sharpening stone, and your blade is ready for use. The knife edge is now extremely sharp and precise. It can slice through paper effortlessly and cut cleanly without tearing, showing that the honing was effective. The smooth, polished edge glides easily through food, making cutting safer and more efficient. You can see and feel the difference compared to before sharpening. It's keen, consistent, and ready for everyday use. And that's it. We've successfully made our own sharpening stone and used it to hone a knife. This DIY project not only saves money, but also gives you a versatile tool with both fine and coarse surfaces. It's lightweight, easy to handle, and effective for keeping your knives sharp. Give it a try, and you'll see how satisfying it is to create something useful with your own hands.